A UMaine organization stepped away from their homecoming festivities today to march against domestic violence. Today marked the 10th year that the Maine Business School Corps hosted the march. Students and people from the community came together to show their support for survivors. The march led to the Folger Library, where participants gathered to listen to speeches. An organization hopes through the event like these, students can find a safe place on campus.
I also hope that people are able to get a better understanding of what they can do for victims who have to endure this type of brutality. And I think that one clear-cut message is see something, say something. I think that's a really important takeaway. And if you do see something, talk to your friend. What's the worst that they're going to do? Say that they don't want to talk about it? So I think that that's an important takeaway from today's event.
Partners for Peace and Title IX representatives were also in attendance to share information with students.